Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Pali's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight, I'm going to be reviewing a beautiful, eternal masterpiece from the house of Christian Dior. This is known as Eau Sauvage. This is the Eau de Toilette version, which came out in 1966. So this fragrance has been reformulated several times. And in the newer formulation, it definitely lacks the depth and potency from the bottles of the past. But still, this bottle, still a masterpiece, one of the greatest and most important fragrances in men's perfumery. So I'm going to give this a spray on the back of my wrist. It's got the gorgeous vintage style bottle, which really has not changed throughout the years. So initially you get this gorgeous citrus, which is smooth but fizzy. And it's fresh, it's fruity, it's just a beautiful opening. As it starts to develop, it becomes a little bit spicy. You still get the citruses, but there's some floral notes. I call them white floral wedding notes, which are very soft and tender, a little bit sweet, but they add a lot of nuances to the fragrance. Also, this fragrance is a touch animalic. Now, I'm not saying it has the pissy note, but it kind of these wafts. Sometimes you pick it up, it comes and goes, but it's very, very sexy fragrance for a citrus scent. Later on, the citrus becomes a little woodier, more herbal and musky, but it's still gorgeous. So this is like a high watermark for Christian Dior in their men's fragrances, and this was a definite trendsetter. And there were other fragrances like this at the time, but this still to this day, it still has a contemporary modern feel, and it holds up after getting close to being 60 years old. As advertised, these notes, I am not sure from which formulation they're from, but as advertised, the notes I had are lemon, bergamot, basil, rosemary, caraway, and various fruity notes. The mid notes are jasmine, coriander, carnation, orris root, patchouli, sandalwood, rose, hedione, and lavender. So hedione is a floral note, a synthetic white floral note. The base notes are oak moss, vetiver, musk, and amber. Performance-wise, you get a decent 4 hours. You get good sillage and a bubble and beautiful scent wasp. But this is something that you're going to have to reapply. So you're going to need probably a little atomizer with you to constantly refresh every couple hours to keep that waft, to keep that bubble, and apply liberally because it is not an overly powerful fragrance. And like most citrus fragrances are generally a little bit weaker because they have nothing heavy in the base. So my final thoughts on this is an all-time classic that, like I said, still holds up to anything today or surpasses it. It's sophisticated, it's elegant, and it's a classy fragrance for a true gentleman. There's nothing smooth or abrasive about it. It's a masterwork and a master composition. So a while back, I had a travel size bottle from the 80s that was about 5 milliliters. So the main difference I found from that travel size bottle and this was that the fragrance, it would have been somewhere from the 80s, mid-late 80s, that the original Dior Eau Sauvage was much spicier and more animalic and less lemony. And the one thing about the more recent formulation, there's this complete absence of these earthy, mossy notes that were so prevalent in the earlier formulations. But nevertheless, you can't go wrong with this fragrance if you like citrus-based kind of woody scents for the spring and summer. And in my opinion, any scent lover, regardless of their age, should not be fearful of this fragrance because it has a 1966 tag on it. Every man should have this scent in his fragrance collection. I believe it is a true must for every fragrance lover. So if you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions or experiences you have with this master fragrance from the house of Christian Dior, leave them down below and I'll always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.